マバラカットにはフィリピン人画家ダニエル・ディソンさんたちによって神風特攻隊の顕彰碑が建てられようとしている。以前建てられたものは1991年のピナツボ火山の爆発で焼失してしまった。
I remember I started opening this museum in the middle part of 1973.
ディソンさんは自宅に神風特攻隊の遺品を集めた陳列館を開いている。
再開できます。
田形さんはディソンさんの自宅を訪れた。
どうもありがとうございます。
これが一番懐かしいですよね。これニュース映画に出ましたから。
Mr. Tagata wearing the pilot.
先生にそのパイロットにかぶって一緒に写真を撮っていただけますか。
帽子がありですか。日本よりも早くですね、早く特攻隊を検証していただいて、世界的にそれが発表されたということを私もニュースとか本で知りまして、本当に感謝いたしました。ありがとうございます。で先生が慰霊碑をお作りいただいてから1年後に西条に、ね、石体への慰霊碑ができましてね、本当に日本より早いんですからね、みんな感謝しましたよ。ありがとうございました。
どういたしまして。Not for the sake of the war, but for the sake of loyalty and for the sake of patriotism and love of country. And I think all peoples in the Orient and maybe around the world will find big lessons in the kamikaze episode, because those kamikaze pilots made their very lives as documents for all people in the whole world and for future generations. They gave their lives as a living document on how to love, how far a man can go in loving their country, and how far a man can go to become very loyal to their culture and philosophy. We were very much surprised and afraid when the Japanese came. And World War II also opened the eyes and minds of many Filipinos who were otherwise very complacent and who were a little sleepy, you know, regarding political matters. And also some knowledgeable Filipinos realize that Oriental people can also become strong, and they found that out when the Japanese came over. But the only thing is that the harshness of Japanese culture and discipline was too much for many Filipinos to accept at that time. And of course, another thing is that the food situation was very, very bad. and most of the Japanese took over the food of the Filipinos, and there was a lot of starvation that happened at the time. But it was part of the war, at that time. And the Philippines, as a Filipino, the Philippines has been invaded by 3 countries, and our history is full of invasions. First, the Spaniards conquered us for almost 400 years, and then the Americans conquered us for more than 50 years, and then the Japanese came for about 4 years. So, of all these countries who invaded the Filipinos, only one country came back and apologized, and it was the Japanese. That is one thing I admire about Japanese culture very much. Thank you.
He became close to me, and I became close to him. And when maybe about a few weeks the war was going to end, he was teaching me a song. He said, a Japanese song. He said it's a ballad from about a mountain man who went to war, and he was saying to his sweetheart, "I'm sorry, we have to postpone our love affair because I have to go to war and fight for the country."
Can you please sing the
And that's
song, if you can still remember?
Oh yeah. See, I don't know. That's why it says Masiro ke Fuji no kedaga sao kokoro no tsuyori tate to shite nikuni nichukuso ominara wa gangayaku ni iyono yamasai kura chinisa kimeyono. Make me very sentimental when I say that. Omino Rawa. He says, he sings that. He says, I have a girlfriend in my Kwan and my parents, and the war is going to end. I won't see you anymore, he says. You take care of yourself, and we're going to the mountains, he says. So that was the last time I saw him. And he was just a private, Then I understand. The Japanese are just as sentimental as the Filipinos, And that's why, can you imagine, you go to war with a neighbor and your ally is some 10,000 miles away, So I said, but that's life. You learn from your mistakes. And what I like about him is that he was resigned to die, Because when he left me, he knew he was not going to go back to Japan. He was going to die. And that is the kind of heroism, that young Japanese people today should know. My message to them is that they should read about the kamikaze. Those people deserves the reward of among the heroes of the war, both from the Axis and the American allies. No one can equal the kind of courage, determination, and heroism than the kamikaze people. For one big difference, while it is true that everybody expects to die when you go to war, and you are brave because you don't mind if you have to die, none of those brave people really know that they will die now. But in the case of the kamikaze, when they flew, they know they were going to die. In fact, they will kill themselves for the sake of the country. And nobody can permit. That's why they should be honored. They should be remembered. And the Japanese people should be grateful for them, because they symbolizes the fiber and the strength of the Japanese people that make them today, despite the 2 bombs dropped in Nagasaki and Hiroshima, they are a world power because they are people who fight like the kamikaze.
さんはディソンさんの自宅を訪れた。
どうもありがとうございました。
これが一番懐かしいですよね。これはニュース映画に出ましたから。
Opening this museum in the middle part of 1973.
ディソンさんは自宅に神風特攻隊の遺品を集めた陳列館を開いている。
再開できました。特攻隊を検証していただいて、世界的にそれが発表されたということを私もニュースとか本で知りまして、本当に感謝いたしました。ありがとうございます。で先生が慰霊碑をお作りいただいてから1年後に西条に、石体への慰霊碑ができましてね、本当に日本より早いんですからね、みんな感謝しましたよ。ありがとうございました。
どういたしまして。Can we have a picture with Mr. Tagata wearing the pilot?
先生にパイロットのかぶって一緒に写真を撮っていただけますか。
帽子がありました。日本よりも早くですね、早く
マバラカットにはフィリピン人画家ダニエル・ディソンさんたちによって神風特攻隊の顕彰碑が建てられようとしている。以前建てられたものは1991年のピナツボ火山の爆発で焼失してしまった。
I remember I started